Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the stream. Hope we're all doing okay. If you're joining us after the live's just happened, then please skip ahead 2 minutes so you get straight into the action. Good morning, Adam. How are we doing? Good morning, everybody. What do you think of the potential left backs, Alex? Reguilon, Robinson, Digne, and Mykolenko. We'll be getting into the left back situation very, very shortly. Got loads to talk about. We're talking about Manchester United's structure as a whole and how it's been quite radically changed recently. Talking about Ligt and the bargain that he is. Mason Greenwood will be a huge topic of discussion. And somehow we're going to be talking about Donny van der Beek. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Mustafa. Good morning, Sonny Milan. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see the same faces in the about. If you're back in the stream again, hit the like button already. It really helps the algorithm. I want to get a massive stream in here today. I want to get a big audience. Hit the like button already, please, if you're enjoying. Give it 1 more minute and we'll get started. Oh, it's a Thursday, everybody. Nearly the end of the week. I'm knackered for some reason. I'm shattered. Been a busy few days. Alex, any Ugarte news? Vivell's soon in. I believe Vivell's already working, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's already working. Ugarte, not actually much news on him at the moment, but we'll get into it in just a sec. 1 more second, guys, and we'll start the stream properly. Loads to talk about. Good afternoon, good morning, United Forever. Where are you watching from? Shall we get into the stream, everybody? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MPB Morning Show. I'm your host, Alex, at Alex Talks All, and it may be a general election here in the UK, but the man enacting the most change at the moment may be Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the rest of the Ineos team as we're bargain hunting and starting a bidding war. Something that I haven't seen at Manchester United in a long time. If you're looking forward to an in-depth analysis of everything going on at Manchester United at the moment, smash the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers in the month of July, and 65% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy the streams, I'm here every day at 11 a.m. Get subscribed, and as always, get involved in the chat down below. It is a community, it is a family here on the MUFC MPB Morning Show. So shall we get into it? And we're starting off today's news with, actually, we might be starting it off with Erik ten Hag, everybody. Well, what a wonderful time to be on stream. Erik ten Hag extends Man United deal until 2026. Ten Hag completes unity in vision to compete for titles. Ashworth review. That's important. What a bomb that Orney's just dropped. What a start to the stream. Oh, great news. Apparently his review led to clear conclusion. Eric's best partner to work with, staff pending final agreement plus visas. That last line sort of indicates that Rene Hake and Ruud van Nistelrooy will be coming to Manchester United. But everybody, Dan Ashworth has confirmed that Erik ten Hag is Manchester United's man. What a day. What a way to start the stream, everybody. What a day. What a day. Let's go, my gaffer chat. Let me see if you are happy with Erik ten Hag staying at Manchester United. Show your support down below. Are you happy? Are you frustrated? To me, get behind the manager. Back the man leading Manchester United into a bigger, better future, because he is recruiting an absolute squad at the moment. Matista Ligt, Joshua Zirkzee, Manuel Ugarte, selling off Mason Greenwood to fund those transfers. We'll be talking about that very, very soon. Boom, says Adam Carver. Exactly. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? It's very, very, very exciting. Can I read the Ornstein report? Erik ten Hag's released a statement. I'll read this out to you. I am very pleased to have reached agreement with the club to continue working together. Looking back at the last 2 years, we can reflect with pride on 2 trophies and many examples of progression from where we were when I joined. However, we must also be clear that there is still lots of hard work ahead to reach the levels expected of Manchester United, which means challenging for English and European titles. In my discussions with the club, we have found complete unity in our vision for reaching those goals, and we are all strongly committed to making that journey together. Ladies and gentlemen, Erik ten Hag is Manchester United manager, clearly exerting lots of control, clearly exerting lots of influence. We've learnt recently that he has a transfer veto that's been sort of bumbled about, and that statement there seems to ensure it. I mean, we'll be speaking about Dan Ashworth very, very soon about his influence on the club. But the fact that Ornstein notes it's a Ashworth review, that's really, really important. because it shows that he's actually had influence on the club for quite a while now. Which, you know what, makes me happy. It's a bit sneaky. But look, we all expected it. We all knew he'd be having conversations with Bavada, with Wilcox, with Sergio Reguilon himself, with Blanc, with all of those players for a long time now. So look, Ornstein bomba to start off the stream. I hope we're all excited about that piece of news. Anything else? Look, if any more updates come about that, I'll be straight onto it. Let me know in the chat. Sancho will not like this. Jadon Sancho will be discussed very, very soon today, chat. What a way to start off the stream. What a wonderful way to start off the stream. But shall we get into what I was planning on talking about first? Matthijs de Ligt, everybody. So CM Official, I think that's how I say it. He is a source very well connected with Sofyan Amrabat. He's made lots of exclusive about him, being the first to a lot of news regarding Erik ten Hag and his relationship. He's dropped some news saying Dan Ashworth wanted to bring Matthijs de Ligt to Newcastle. Ashworth is convinced about de Ligt's quality. Now, that report, straight up, is very, very positive. Do I believe it? I'm convinced about the journalist's credibility in regards to Amrabat. I'm not too sure how convinced I am about his reliability to this situation. But for the sake of just for fun at this point, I'm in a good mood today. We're going to try and treat this like as legitimate. And you know what? He is a reliable reporter. He's showing credibility in certain stories. And as usual, with sources that aren't gospel tier one, like the Muppeteers, Ornstein, as we've just seen, Fabrizio Romano, journalists like that, I'm always waiting for some corroboration from any other journalist. But this is really important. The fact that Dan Ashworth is showing an inclination, a desire to bring Matthijs de Ligt in. A man sort of seen by many fans, by many tacticos. Me, myself, I'm not one, but maybe sometimes I try to be one. As someone who isn't, that sort of reliable, not someone who we'd want to bring into the club. A big name signing, a Glazer-nomics signing. Some people look at Matthijs de Ligt and go, yes, the Glazers would have brought a man like him in. With Dan Ashworth, the man with the world's best football supercomputer, if he wants to bring de Ligt in, again, it reassures me. And the fact that Ten Hag is corroborating with him on this, look, chat, it makes me happy. It makes me excited. Again, I've always spoken about how I didn't really trust Ten Hag's talent ID after Anthony, after all of that, after Casemiro as well. But look, the fact that Dan Ashworth is agreeing with him on this, corroboration, working in tandem is always best. Luna saying you are making us excited, vote. You know what? Yeah, I am. I can be excited. Erik ten Hag, Manchester United, manager everyone. Sancho, welcome to leave. Chat, let me know, do you think Erik ten Hag staying officially at Manchester United is the nail in the coffin for Jadon Sancho to leave? Let me know. Yes, sod off City recheck lol. I like Jadon Sancho. United official account, not Ornstein exclusive. Orny would have known about it. Trust me. Not feeling the kit vote. I mean, a la Madrid, you know what I mean. Bellingham on the back. Have to show support for my boy with all the sort of controversy around him at the moment. But Matthijs de Ligt, there's even more news being brought about him. We got some from Pete Hall. He dropped a report saying Manchester United hope to complete the signings of Matthijs de Ligt and Joshua Zirkzee in the next week. I don't believe that much. I think de Ligt is possible. I think Zirkzee will only come in after the Euros, when Netherlands are like either win the whole thing or they drop out the competition. That's what we're waiting for Joshua Zirkzee on. But Matthijs de Ligt, I do agree with Pete Hall on. He's saying that, look, we're definitely going after him. He is someone we want in the next week, and I see that deal happening. He had a case of transfer-itis, in my opinion. NOS via the European Lad reported that Manchester United target Matthijs de Ligt was training apart from the Netherlands group this morning due to minor complaints. Now, while some people are going to go, oh, look, he's so injury-prone, all of that. Look, if we knew what he was actually struggling from, we'd hear about it. To me, I think he's saving himself. I think he knows he's not playing for that Dutch side. I think he knows he's not featuring at all. It's down to personal preference from Koeman. He likes his wide centre-backs, and he, I think, rightfully believes that Matthijs de Ligt can't really hold down that right centre-back spot. He's a very sort of explosive player in short distances. Over longer distances, particularly in wide channels, de Ligt struggles. So it's not really his fault. It's more of his lack of a fit in his system. So I think the Ligt realises this and goes, you know what, sod this. I want to move to Manchester United. Let's not mess this up. So you know what, like, look, that's why I think Matthijs de Ligt isn't going to wait around for the Euros to end, because I think he wants to join United now. One love MUFC, you're exactly right. Erik ten Hag, Red Army. Chat, I want to see all your support for Erik ten Hag in the chat. And if you're enjoying the stream so far, smash that like button. We're aiming for 35, 40 likes on today's stream. I'd really appreciate the support. Adam Calvert says, yes, it is the final nail in the coffin. It is firmly nailed down. Well, who's linked with him now? Let's crack on with transfers now. Says Alex King, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Yes, we're getting straight into it. But I spoke about in the title, says that de Ligt bargain. What's the bargain for de Ligt? Well, Pete Hall says Bayern Munich are willing to accept a deal for Matthijs de Ligt worth around £34 million plus add-ons. Well, what a bargain, everybody. It'll probably come up to being a £40 million package total, £42 million. Which, you know what? When I thought it would be 38 million plus add-ons to reach around a 45, 48 million pound mark, we've done brilliantly here. Like, this is a very, very, very good deal, chat. It is a brilliant deal. Like, no words about it. We spoke about de Ligt a lot on yesterday's stream about his tactical fit. If you missed yesterday's stream, give us a second. Let us finish the stream. Go back into it, last 20 minutes. We go into a deep dive on how Matthijs de Ligt fits perfectly in a new Manchester United system. Pandy says de Ligt on his way to regain Ajax form because he will feel same comfort around Ten Hag. I think that helps as well. I think he's pushing for this deal. There's this idea he's accepting a lower salary at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is certainly a part of that. They've near certainly, I think they have exchanged phone calls with each other. So look, chat, look. It's very, very, very exciting. Chat, how do we feel about de Ligt? Is it a fair price? Do you think it's a bargain? Do you guys think it's a bargain? Let me know. Let me know, everybody. We have some more de Ligt news as well. Custis from The Sun said Matthijs de Ligt is set to complete his £40 million move to Manchester United once the Dutch Euros campaign is over. I'm going to express caution at this. I'm going to express caution. I don't dislike Custis. I think he's genuinely quite a good reporter. He's jumped the gun on this. The Sun are a bit wishy-washy nowadays. They're backing Labour, of all things. I'll keep politics out of this, don't worry, chat. But look, I don't really trust the Sun on this, to be honest with you. He's not signed. It's not set. Look, there's a very, very, very high probability that Matthijs de Ligt will be coming to Manchester United. And I think that's why Custis said that. So in my opinion, I don't think Custis is wrong. I just think he's jumped the gun, to be perfectly honest with you. Says, Erik ten Hag is a lying bum. Kept telling fans we played well after games despite conceding 15 plus shots and creating no chances. Well, something I've had on this stream for a while, and this sort of conclusion that I'm coming to around Erik ten Hag, is he needs his players to have the right team. He needs lots of them. He needs depth. And we're talking about depth with the left-back situation very, very soon in the stream. And my sort of feeling around Erik ten Hag is that he needs ground-eating monsters. The second he couldn't get Frenkie de Jong, who I think would have made this possession-based style football, this Ajax-style football Manchester United work, he sort of moved away from it. Hence a lack of interest in Frenkie de Jong this summer. Despite Frenkie de Jong sort of being the main man, despite maybe even being able to be available for cheap by Barcelona, we haven't pursued him at all. Which sort of shows we're moving away from that style of football which Erik ten Hag first wanted at United, and moving towards this sort of very physical, fast-paced, really, what's the right way? Ground-eating way of playing football, and Matthijs de Ligt fits that to a T. Osher says, I'm really concerned about de Ligt's injury record. Don't be. I know he's had lots of injuries. I think that's a case from being overplayed, from being rushed back, from being under dysfunctional manager, after being dysfunctional manager. The only real problem he's had is a shoulder injury. And look, I don't really think that's going to reoccur anytime soon, especially in defenders. Dan Mazungu says, I hate that narrative. Do you really think it's good for the squad morale for managers Quenzer? Yes, we played shit. We are shit. Of course, he's going to come out and say we played well. I mean, his defending of the fact that we conceded some of the most shots in the Premier League irked me. It really did frustrate me. But I do see what you're saying. I do get what you mean. Of course, he's going to our defender's side, but I don't know. Who just says, when are we going to sign someone? Arsenal already signed Calafiori. We need to get that overhaul started. They haven't signed Calafiori. They're very strongly linked to him. £50 million, I think he's going to go to Arsenal for. Now, look, some people in the chat might say, look, who would you rather have? I'm going to put the question out to you. Matthijs de Ligt or Ricardo Calafiori, everybody? Who would you rather have? Calafiori has sort of shone in the Euros, but I don't think he's that keen on coming to Manchester United. As we've seen with Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, he's a very persuasive man, and that project, for all of its flaws, is a very, very, very enticing one. So I can't blame him for going there. I reckon we reached out to Calafiori and we were like, look, would you want to come here? We're interested in you. And he probably went, no, look, you don't have Champions League football. There are other exciting projects, with Champions League football. I'm going to go there instead. Sosa says, so De Ligt is third or fourth option because we missed Tosin and Branthwaite. I disagree. He's not fourth option. I think we didn't understand just how cheap De Ligt could be, wages-wise and fee-wise. We all were saying, I think he'd cost £65 million with £250,000 a week. We're probably going to get him down to £185,000 a week. He's going to cost us £40 million max in total with add-ons. That is near half the price than what we thought we could get him for. So it's like, when it comes to De Ligt, I think we were shocked. And it takes a lot to shock Manchester United, everybody. It takes a lot. De Ligt any day steal at that price. I mean, talking about steal, everybody, I'm going to read off some names for all of you who either cost more or similar to Matthijs de Ligt, and say, would you take any of them over potentially Manchester United's latest centre-back recruit? Wesley Fofana of Chelsea, he cost €80 million. Kim Min-jae cost €50 million. Bremer cost €46 million. Diassi of Chelsea cost 45. Davinson Sanchez of Spurs all those years ago, like 2017, 2018, he cost them €42 million. And Kalidou Koulibaly cost €42 million for Chelsea. Chat, that's how much De Ligt's going to cost. Would you take any of those boys over De Ligt? Let me know. De Ligt's clear. Under the age of 24, he played more than 300 games. More experience. Exactly. The weight of the Manchester United shirt, I don't think will be a burden on Matthijs de Ligt. I think he'll take it in his stride. Lieutenant says Arteta 100% won't get sacked. Will Erik ten Hag at least 50% will get sacked? They're going to stick with Ten Hag for a while, chat. They're going to stick with him for a while. Dan Ashworth, there was a quote saying, you can't sack a manager after 14 months because you then end up replacing 15 players or something like that. They're in with Ten Hag at least till his contract runs out. They're going to stick with the man. KD, good afternoon. Morning, fam. Good afternoon, mate. How are you doing? Guys? How are you doing? Bambo says between those two, Calafiori is younger and no injury history like De Ligt, but there's so many options like Bremer, Singo, Bajol. Don't know the last name. Lutata says De Ligt is a flop so far. Fact. I don't think so. I think Bayern Munich is a really quite unfortunate place to play football. It hasn't helped. They've had so many managers, from Nagelsmann not backing him, not backing Hansi Flick properly, not backing Thomas Tuchel, going through a 15-man managerial shortlist. Hell, boys, I was contacted for the Bayern Munich role. So it's not exactly a stable environment. And we speak about environments a lot for players on this channel mentally. Speaking about Joshua Zirkzee, him being happy in Italy. Speaking about Mason Greenwood, him being happy in Spain. That's why they want to go there. But with some people, it's more about their comfortability in a system. If they suit that system, if the environment around them works. It's part of my reason why I so consistently defend Marcus Rashford, because I don't think he's had an adequate environment to perform properly in. So look, that's sort of where I am. That's my opinion on the environment situation with Matista Ligt. I think the right environment at United will do him wonders. Dan Bazungu says, is he a flop? You go to Juventus, people argue he had a bad career, and then one of the biggest clubs in the world, Bayern Munich, sign him and you win a trophy. Dan, you're speaking the truth, my friend. You are speaking the truth. There's a bit more Matista Ligt news, if I'm not mistaken, and it's about also Jared Branthwaite. Let's get into that very quickly. Sky Sports said Manchester United could sign 2 centre-backs, one to replace Raphael Varane and then another dependent on future departures. Victor Lindelof is still of interest to Fenerbahce. Talks continue with Bayern Munich over Matista Ligt. Interest in Jared Branthwaite remains. So, I think it's quite clear, chat. Matista Ligt will be the first signing of the summer. I'm quite confident on that now. I think he will be the first one through the door. It's at least complicated. I think, say this quietly, we could be getting a here we go for Matista Ligt today. I mean, we could. We could. That's a very sort of like trepidatious claim, but we could get him. But the other centre-back target, who is that going to be? I mean, Jared Branthwaite was mentioned there. But is there anyone else you would want? Sort of going to ignore Calafiori now, but Bremer was mentioned earlier. I mean, Ignacio's always there. Jean-Claude Todibo is a man who we're working behind the scenes to bring in. Let me know, chat. Who would you bring in as your other centre-back partnership for Matista Ligt? Let me know, chat. Let me know. Premium says he's not been a flop. Done okay. Both Juventus and Bayern gave him massive wages, which they couldn't continue. Juve, yes. Bayern Munich, I just think, wanted rid of him. They wanted to cut their losses. Erik ten Hag, new deal official. You're absolutely right, Manu. We covered that at the very start of the stream. Huda says De Ligt is a very good signing. Plus get Hato, Diamande, Danso, sell MC Source and Casemiro and Eriksson. Bring Amrabat and Ugarte, sell Rashford and bring Nico Williams or Simmons, sell Sancho and Anthony. Covering that very quickly. Diamande is a name I haven't really heard of. At all linked with United. Antonio Silva is a name I was heard being linked with. I think he would cost near £100 million, so we can sort of ignore that. But apart from that, Sel McSauce, no. I said MC Sauce, didn't I? Oh, chat. Oh, dear God. Bring Amrabat and Ugarte. Maybe. I think, you know what, keep one of those two. I'd keep Eriksson next season. I'd keep Eriksson. With the centre-back situation, I've been a real keen admirer of Jared Branthwaite because of the versatility he can bring us, because of the variance he can bring to the side. He can slot in at left centre-back, right centre-back, left-back. He provides us lots of different systems for us to exploit. I think anyone else, the only one who could do that is Gonzalo Inácio, and I think he is a poor box defender. I think he's tall, but I think he get bullied in a very physical Premier League. I think he's a better man's Victor Lindelof, is what he is. He doesn't love contact. He's brilliant on the ball. He's got those line-breaking passes. But I don't think we need that, chat. I don't think we need that. Dan Bazungu says, am I the only person that would like to keep Scott McTominay? I would like to keep Scott McTominay. Is a plan B box crasher off the bench when things are not going well. And he's happy to do that role. And chat, if you're enjoying the stream so far, please make sure you hit the like button. We're 5 likes away from 30 likes. It would mean the world for you to show your support for me today. Hopefully we can get Todibo if we can. I mean, legal work is being done behind the scenes. I'm going to check if any more news has come out, because I suspect we're going to get some today. A Dan Ashworth statement before we get into some other news, Sergio Reguilon, and also some negatives in how the club's being run. And I'm going to show my empathy for, and sort of my condolences for some United staff. Let's get into this statement. With 2 trophies in the past 2 seasons, Eric has reinforced his record as one of the most consistently successful coaches in European football. While the club's review of last season highlighted areas for improvement, it also reached a clear conclusion that Eric was the best partner for us to work with in driving up standards and outcomes. This group of players and staff have already shown they're capable of competing and winning at the top level. Now we need to do it more consistently. Fair enough. With our strengthened football leadership team now in place, we are looking forward to working hand in hand with Eric to achieve our shared ambitions for this football club. Let's break this down bit by bit. Let's break this down. Strengthened football leadership team. Chat, that's a shot at the Glazers. I love it. I love it so much. Taking a little shot at the Glazers, little dart at them. Little dart at them. Oh, I love it. Dan Ashworth, I love you. But again, key things. You got your standard PR here. Look, 2 trophies in 2 seasons, cool. Clear review structure, reaching this, cool. All of that, I expect it. I don't think it really means much because you would get that with any manager. But what I find really interesting is the words hand in hand. It is a dual partnership of Ineos and Erik ten Hag. I like that. I like that it's being sort of clarified early on that we're getting this joint sort of structure that both sides have a considerable say, because you need that. Any top club has that. The only club at the moment that's going away from that properly is Liverpool. Arne Slot doesn't have really that much input apparently into transfers. Michael Edwards is the de facto head man at Liverpool. Doesn't seem to be the case here at Manchester United. Any more news about that? I mean, that's all the news I have on that for now. Yeah, that's all good. That's all the news on that for now. I had an argument on a channel last night, but I said, would you rather play pretty football and win nothing, but look entertaining, or play as we are playing now and win trophies? I like winning trophies. Chat, I love winning trophies. I don't know about you lot, but it's a pretty clear thing in Dan Ashworth's statement about with 2 trophies in the past 2 seasons. I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's famous quote about trophies can be an ego thing and all of that, but to me, look, it can be really important. The fact you won 2 in 2 seasons, that's consistency, beating top teams at a top level. Look, you have to go. Ten Hag out is not having a very good morning. Exactly, my friend, exactly. You know what? I was a Ten Hag outer, but I'm happy to be proven wrong, and I'm happy to have hope. Having hope is so important, chat. Having hope is so important. Kyle Duncan says, Alex, do you think Ruud is our long-term manager due to Ten Hag contract extension not being that long? No. I think it just shows a flexibility from Ineos, to be honest with you. It's just a flexibility. Ahmed says, we should keep the Scottish R9. Scottish R9, eh? Scott Ronaldo. Oh, God. Scott McTominay and R9. Never think I've ever heard that comparison. It's all about winning. Give me them trophies. Exactly. That's what Manchester United is built on. Youth and trophies. And so far, Erik ten Hag has delivered that. But one thing, we focused on incomings a lot. Matista Ligt has been a man of the focus. Shall we shift to Mason Greenwood, chat, everybody? A man who's been constantly linked away with Manchester United this summer. Sort of going to Juventus first, then Lazio, Marseille, at times even Benfica. But now we're sort of going towards a considerable conclusion for Mason Greenwood. But before I get into the news and the nitty-gritty, let me read off the only 9 players who have been sold for over £20 million at Manchester United. Ronaldo, £94 million. Lukaku, £74 million. Di Maria, £63 million. David Beckham, £37 million. Mkhitaryan, £34 million. Daniel James, £29 million. Jaap Stam, £25 million. Schneiderlin, Morgan Schneiderlin, is our 7th highest sale ever at £23 million. Then Veron, after he flopped at United, went to £21 million to Chelsea, and Danny Welbeck was sold to £20 million to Arsenal. Chat, we have a piss poor track record at selling players. We can never create bidding wars. The contracts we give to our players are awful. So many players throughout the years we could have sold. The Herreras of the world, the Paul Pogbas, letting his contract run down. Like, look, chat, it really frustrates me when I see all this, because we're not a very good selling club, and it's all down to the structure. So for the fact that we have a bidding war ongoing by the way, for Mason Greenwood, Marseille, Juventus, Lazio, all sniffing around him, that to me is huge. KD says we really are quite useless at selling, says KD. I agree with you, mate. I agree. And only 6 out of those 10 players have been sold from 2010 onwards. Considering that's the biggest financial boom in footballing history, to me, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, chat. It's absolutely insane. But shall we get into what Mason Greenwood is doing and where he is most likely going? Shall we have a little look into it, chat? Di Maurizio broke the news last night. He said that, Pedula said Lazio are willing to increase their proposal for Mason Greenwood to 25 million euros, which should be enough because Manchester United have lowered their demands. The 25 million euro offer would include a 40 to 50% sell-on clause. Greenwood has said yes to Lazio. That's really quite important to me. I mean, I don't love Pedula. I think he can have good sources. I think he ran away with Sofian Amrabat a little bit, but he does work for an agency. He is credible at times, and we did see Di Maurizio corroboration on it. So look, I'm trusting that. I'm trusting that. Two interesting parts of this piece we're going to sort of break down. I mean, which should be enough because Manchester United have lowered their demands. I don't love that that's gone out there. To me, I think it's a case of desperation. We want him out. I don't think we want him anywhere near Manchester United photography, Manchester United training sessions. We don't want him even on film. For us, we don't want him on camera. So I think we're just going to try to sell him, get him out of the way, get him gone. 25, 30 million euros is cheap. It's a bit about 10 million euros cheaper than I wanted to sell him for. But at this point, I don't mind. And the 40 to 50% sell-on clause, that is ideal. But Di Maurizio came ahead and topped that. And he said that Marseille have offered more than Lazio for Mason Greenwood in the last few hours. That to me is important. It's a bidding war, ladies and gents. We at Manchester United, we have a bidding war. Cheers to that. Because when was the last time we had a bidding war, chat? When was the last time we had a bidding war? Di Maurizio goes on to say Marseille have submitted an offer to Manchester United, which is higher than Lazio's, which is about 20 million euros, and are now very confident about completing the signing of Mason Greenwood. I hope they have a similar sell-on clause. I don't think we have another Mason Greenwood news. CM.com said Claudio Lotito, Lazio's president, has instructed his staff to work to close a deal for Mason Greenwood. Lazio made a verbal offer worth 20 million euros for Greenwood. Manchester United want at least 10 million euros more. The Italian side want the transfer completed by July 8th. So do we. We want the deal done at a similar time. To me, it will get done before then. It could even be done today. It wouldn't surprise me. The way this deal is progressing, we're finally getting closer. Bids are being submitted. We're getting inching closer. I reckon it gets settled around £30 million. 25 million euros plus 5 million add-ons. By the looks of it, Marseille seem in prime position despite Lazio's insistence. Ornstein name dropped them as the player Mason Greenwood had a preference to going to. Despite Pedula saying he'd given his yes to Lazio, I think Mason Greenwood is Marseille bound. Chat, I think it's inevitable at this point. Who would you invest in? Who would you bring in to Manchester United to replace him? Or would you not replace him? Would you go Amad Diallo's enough? Jadon Sancho's gone as well. Amad and Anthony, Alejandro Garnacho can cover that. Let's invest further back because that's where I'm going. You take any funds you get from Greenwood and you throw it at Jared Vanthwaite. That's my opinion. But where would you go with? Who would you try and bring in, chat? Who would you use the Mason Greenwood money more? I can't speak today. Who would you get for the Mason Greenwood money? A left back says Carl Duncan. That's Jared Vanthwaite. 30 and a sell-on clause is false. Is that false? Faint? Can't see what that says. It's fair, sorry. Alex King, our players are shite and on huge wages. Why would anyone touch them? Exactly. That's my point. It's the structure's fault. Ed Woodward gave our players ridiculous contracts because they thought it would give them better sell-on value. No, they're just being sat to waste on the bench. Nico Williams says premium. If you got Jadon Sancho as well, you maybe have the funds to get Nico Williams. Maybe. Just use Ahmed, says Ahmed, I agree. Not a centre-back, a proper left-back. I mean, we'll be talking about Sergio Reguilon in a second and how I think, after much thought, it could be the most important deal we make this summer. I think it could be. It's one of the most important ones. We'll get into that very, very soon. We've got Donny van der Beek to be discussing soon as well. I mean, I forgot he was at the football club. I forgot he was at a football club. Where was he last? Was it Frankfurt? Was it Frankfurt? Oh, God, who knows? Nico Williams. I mean, again, chat, I'd love Nico Williams, but Attacking Football recently confirmed the report that he's not really interested in going anywhere. Like, now, he's very comfortable. He's living the life up in Basque. He's got his brother with him. Like, what is there not to like? He's winning trophies, scoring goals, performing on the international stage. Lamine Yamal wants him to go to Barcelona. All that boy's press training's gone straight out the window. But look, when it comes to Nico Williams, don't get your hopes up. If Barca don't go for him, look, expect United to think about him. Expect United to think about Nico Williams. Sosa says, so is Tyrell Malacia retired. He was pictured. We caught him on film. That man was caught on film, everybody. He was caught on film. So them says, Ahmad, Sancho, Tony next season, hopefully. Ivan Tony, I doubt. Jadon Sancho, hopefully, just for the sake of everyone involved, will be moving on soon. Alex King says, we invested poorly on wrong players and then overpay them. Over the Chelsea, who we've been a laughing stock. Fingers crossed this is changing. I think it is changing. We're getting the deadwood out. Kyle Duncan, Branthwaite is overpriced, man. Good potential, but not for me. Sign an alternative to him. So many players have better skill sets for less price. A good example is Lukeba and Hincapié. I don't know enough about either of them. But look, if that's what you think it works for us, that's what you think works for us. But I do think Jared Branthwaite offers us the most long-term versatility-wise, allowing us to play different styles, but also he's going to be exceptional. I thought a Branthwaite-Yoro partnership would be the best centre-back partnership we've seen in the Premier League for 10 years even. That's what they could have become. To me, a Branthwaite-De Ligt partnership is good. It's not quite as good, but I think Branthwaite does partner De Ligt perfectly. Chat, who do you think would be the perfect partner for Matthijs De Ligt? Let me know. Let me know. Premium in all seriousness, if we're able to sell well, don't sleep on Milos Kerkez. United are seriously in for him. I agree with you. He's going to cost nearly £50 million, mate. That's the problem with him. He will cost a lot of money. 35 to £50 million, I don't want to spend that on a left-back who could later sort of stop Harry Amasa's growth, which is why we're going to go in to talking about Sergio Reguilon, chat. That's the man we're going to be talking about. First of all, straight up, what are your lot's memories of Reguilon at United? Let me know. Let me know. Did you like him? Did you like him at all? Let me know, chat. Let me know. Funnily enough, Varane, yeah, I know. It's quite funny, actually. Does make me giggle. Where is it? Here we go. Diarios, a Spanish outlet, reports that Manchester United have expressed an interest in signing Sergio Reguilon. First thoughts, how do we feel? To me, my first thoughts was, I mean, that's a really funky noise to make, isn't it? Sorry, chat. But it was It was sort of okay. It was muted. I think he's not a bad backup option. He's the right age profile. He's, 27 years old? In a couple of years' time, give him a short-term contract. You get to bring in Javier Mas through the ranks. A 2-year contract for Sergio Reguilon, if we do end up bringing him in, makes the most sense. But let's speak about the left-back position for a second. And that's these sort of signings, the depth signings. I think the Muppeteers spoke about Sofian Amrabat as merely a man to make up the numbers. I don't like that phrase. I think it's not his phrase. It was how Amrabat was described to him. But it's not just making up the numbers, chat. Look at Manchester City. What's their biggest sort of quality? Above everything else. Take Pep Guardiola. Look at the squad itself. What is their biggest quality as a squad? It's not their ceiling players. That's not the best part about it. They've got the Erling Haalands, the Kevin De Bruynes, the Jeremy Dockers of the world. The best part about that squad is it's backed up by the Jack Grealishes. The Bernardo Silva's backed up by the Julian Alvarez's. The Rodri's behind the Rico Lewis's. The John Stones, the Manuel Akanji's, the Nathan Ake's. They had João Cancelo recently, the Ruben Diaz's. Edison's, Ortega's of the world. That's what they have. It's that depth which is so imperative to being a top side. I think Erik ten Hag needs that across the board. We've seen some players fit Eric Ten Hag's way of playing. That physical, that fast pace, that running up and down the pitch. Alejandro Garnacho is tailor-made for everybody. And I think with left back last season is we struggled a lot with that across everywhere. Those depth signings that fit the side, that fit that intensity. Sergio Reguilon had that intensity. It's those signings that don't make up the numbers, but are good enough to be a Manchester United player. But more than that, that fit the system, that are good enough to be depth players. We don't need to just have a young player in there and go, you know what? Go into the water, swim in the very deepest ends. You don't need that. You need a good, solid depth. Squad depth is so important. It's not just making up the numbers, chat. It's why I don't like that phrase around Amrabat as well, because he is the perfect squad player. Same as Scott McTominay, Mason Mount. I mean, look, it's exactly what I want. I mean, Reguilon, 1 year left in Spurs, could be a bargain. I mean, let's speak about Reguilon's history for a second. This man has been at Real Madrid, Sevilla. He's been at Spurs, Brentford, Manchester United. I don't think the weight of the Manchester United shirt would really weigh down on him. I have some fears around Sergio Reguilon, just generally. He reminds me of Facundo Pellistri. You know how Pellistri runs about like a headless chicken sometimes? Like his limbs are almost moving a bit too fast for his brain. Reguilon has that. They run very similarly. And I don't mind that sort of trait in a forward player. It's quite good for sort of beating players. It's quite powerful, explosive. For a defensive player, especially on the ball, I like calmness. I like composure. I don't think Reguilon really provides that. I think in the first phase of possession, I think he'll be fine. I think that hurriedness can help him beat a man, can drive inside, can knock it past a man. That's how he likes beating his men. But with Reguilon, I think in a first phase of possession, I don't love it. I wouldn't have him inverting. I don't think he can play well enough on the half turn. But he's got a great ball in. He's a very bog standard traditional left back, I feel, for a top club. He can put a good ball in. He can beat his man. I mean, he's used to the club. He's got a good left foot. He can finish the ball. But at Sevilla, what just highlights at Sevilla? He scored banger after banger after banger. Reguilon can cut in his right foot and smack a ball. So it's that sort of comfort when he feels settled, when he feels trusted, when he's in a system that suits him, he can thrive. The problem is I don't know whether he'll feel settled at Manchester United when he's not always starting. So by the way, Luke Shaw must go so we can see a real starting left back. Reguilon is not a starting left back for United. Neither is Malacia. I think Malacia has sort of shot himself in the foot. I think Tyrone Malacia is a man who had the world at his feet. I loved his performance against Liverpool. He shut down Mohamed Salah like that. He played really against Bukayo Saka when we played them. That is what Malacia really made himself a name for. He was a lockdown defender. The problem was he was a bit stupid, ignored United's instructions and got his surgery in the Netherlands, botched that, and sort of botched his second one, and now he's sort of okay. In his prime years of development, you need to be injury-free. So look, I don't love... Tyrone Malacia isn't really the man who I would really entrust with the keys to the starting left-back. I think he's going to be quite physically diminished because he was so energetic, so powerful, so up on you. I think we've lost that now. And I don't think Reguilon can start either. So if we sell Luke Shaw, you have to get in a Javid Branthwaite so you can rotate a Branthwaite and Alessandro Martinez as left-back, centre-back. Hey, that's just my opinion. That's what I see. Do you guys think I'm crazy? Or is Reguilon a good enough starting left-back? And if Reguilon's not good enough, if Malacia's not good enough, if Kirkus isn't good enough, who is your man? Bamo says, Maximilian, I'm going to butcher this chat. Mittelstadt, maybe. David Raum of RB Leipzig. And Ferdi, oh dear, Kadiologu, maybe. Maybe that's how I say it. Look, I'm not familiar with them. But chat, let me know who is your man. Discuss amongst yourselves. If you know those lads, if you rate them, let me know in the chat. Are these lads we should be pursuing? WY so he can come back. So who can come back? Reguilon? He can. He can come back, definitely. I think if I was to do it, I'd take him on a 2-year permanent deal. Or I would take him on a year plus option, which he won't go for because he's 27 and he wants that security. But yeah, that's what I would go with. Also, Sergio Reguilon has got 18 assists in his whole career. 4 of them came in the last 16 games with Brentford. when he was there for a loan at the end of the season. That, to me, is really quite good. If you can perform at a side battling lower table relegation spots, you can perform anywhere in the Premier League, personally. So, look, I think Sergio Reguilon could be a name we can bring in. Carl Duncan says Mbappe would cover both. Top player would look into him, Alex. You know what? I'm free this evening. Speaks volumes about my social life, chat. The fact that it's a Thursday evening, and again, I'm watching more football. Oh, dear. I will give him a watch. Who does he play for, mate? Can you let me know? I'll do my homework on him. Irvin, welcome back to the stream. It's been so long. How are you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Issue is people forget our budget isn't as strong as normally. Exactly. That's why you got to make investments like Reguilon. It's why you got to trust the young players as well, like Amas. It's why you got to bring in a player who can cover both and trust the youth. Because you know what? I haven't watched a load of Amas. I haven't. You lot love him, and I trust you guys' opinions. And I trust, you know what, Academy Scoop's opinions, who raves about him. So look, that's what I'd go with. That's what I'd go with. Luke Shaw hasn't got 18 in his whole career? Surely not. Surely he has. How many assists has Luke Shaw got? No. He's got more than 16, 18 assists, surely. He bloody deserves more, mate. Assists. Career. Surely he's got more than... Let me check this. Chat, no way. No way. Leverkusen. Ooh. I like a player who plays well for Leverkusen. I do like a player. I've watched quite a bit of Leverkusen this year, but I mainly just watch when they're going forward because I love Florian Wirtz. So look, he is not ready yet, says Cartoon Football. Yeah, fair. I mean, that's about a mass, but you know what? You've got to integrate them in. I mean, it's the same thing about... I can't find this Luke Shaw stat. But like people thought Alejandro Garnacho wasn't ready, and look how well he's done. He's surpassed a lot of people's expectations of him. He's surpassed a lot of people's expectations. And speaking of Alejandro Garnacho, he's in the race for the Golden Boy, and we'll be talking about his chance of that very, very soon. We're going to talk about Donny van de Beek next, of all people. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. How many assists? Okay, no, you're lying to me, chat. He's got 31 assists. Ha! Ha! It's rather underwhelming though, isn't it? He should have so much more. For a top 20 player in world football, and you lot are going to shoot me for saying that, but it's true. He deserves so much more. Carl Duncan says, probably like Luke Shaw is quality, but not reliable. We need to move away from that if we want consistent players. Yeah, I've said that for a while. I think yesterday I broke the bombshell on you lot that I wanted Luke Shaw to leave. 17 in Premier League. Okay, fine. Fair enough. I'm doing great, Irvin. I'm doing really, really good. I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I'm doing really, really good. But, chat, Donny van de Beek is the next order of business that we're talking about. One of the most forgettable players in United's history. We've hit 48 likes. Yeah, I know. I'm shocked, mate. Chat, thanks for the support. There's not many of you in here today. It's a bit of a quiet day. The fact that the support is so strong, I appreciate every single one of you. Honestly, it means the world for me today. I really appreciate it. But Donny van de Beek. News this morning. Ty Marshall from the Manchester Evening News says, Manchester United are working on a permanent exit for Donny van de Beek this summer, with the midfielder keen for a fresh start after 4 years at the club. You know what? I was told this morning by Odds on FPL, he put a tweet out saying that he can be sold for less than £5 million. And I asked him about it and he was like, yeah, it's true. £5 million for Donny van de Beek. We bought him for £35 million. Is he the worst signing in Manchester United history? And a follow-up question, is he the most forgettable player in Manchester United history? Let me know. Let me know. Kerwin says, a fresh United fan channel. Cool, mate. I hope you're chilled. Chat, am I chilled? I'm excitable. I don't think I'm that reactionary, though, if that's what you're asking. But get involved. Get involved in the chat. But let me know. How are we... Wait, 4 years? Van der Beek hasn't been here for 4 years. Surely not. Surely not. When did he join us? Has he been here for 4 years, chat? He's 27. He's 27. No. Surely. I thought he was like 24. No. No. Chat, that's mad. That's absolutely insane. Joined in 2020? God. That feels like, okay, first of all, 2020, that's 4 years ago, is mad. Can I have your contact? It says piano, what do you mean by contact, pal? God, Alexis Sanchez, by far the worst signing. I disagree. I think worst signing in the football club's history. Ooh. Who's my worst signing in the football club's history? Angel Di Maria. Di Maria. That's what I'd go with. The trouble is with Van der Beek is his injury record at the club. No, it's the problem that he fit one system and just stuck to it. And chat, let me know, with all of you in the stream today, how many of you are here every day or here consistently? There's 50 of you in here right now. Are you lot regular viewers? Are you lot around here just for today? Let me know. Spam the chat. Let me know. You're deaf chill with what happened to the host before you. Anton, I think. I don't know what happened to Anton. I don't know. I don't know. Hope he's doing well. God, 2020. Christ. That's insane to me. That's insane. But you know what? Donny van der Beek, I don't think any of us particularly care about where he ends up. I think he's leaving. He has no real place to play for Manchester United. But shall we talk about a man who is playing for Manchester United? A man who is on the rise. A man who is getting better and better with every single day by the looks of it. Shall we talk about Alejandro Garnacho, everybody? A man who, according to, let me have a little look, ESPN, he is one of the 4 favourites to win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, we've got a lot of regular viewers in the chat. I really appreciate all of you. Carl Duncan, Vacancy, KD, ZM, Daniel Momoa, Dan Mazungu. This isn't your first time viewing, my friend. You've been here for a minute. But Alejandro Garnacho and the golden boy, everybody. Lamine Yamal, João Neves, Alejandro Garnacho, and Warren Zaire-Emery. No Kobbie Mainoo. There's an admission there. But look, that's Alejandro Garnacho for you. He's had a fantastic year. He scored a goal in an FA Cup final as well. Like, this boy goes from strength to strength. Does he believe that he is going to be... Do you guys believe that he is the golden boy? And do you think he should be the golden boy? Let me know, chat. Because to me, out of all of those... Ballon d'Or, Christ. No, maybe in a few years. But no, I do think he is a golden boy potential winner. Famo, I used to be a regular lurker, interacted a bit and got away a bit as well, because my schedule might be here when I can be, for sure. I appreciate your support, my friend. I really do. And if you're on the stream, you've hit 50 likes, I absolutely love it. If you still haven't hit the like button, you're enjoying the stream so far, make sure you hit it. And if you hit the like button and you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you doing? I mean, I'm here every day at 11 a.m, bringing the latest and greatest news. Kobbie will be there for next year for sure. I agree. I like Nacho, but Lamine for sure. I agree with you. I love Garnacho. I think he's had an absolutely stellar year. But Lamine Yamal is 16 years old, chat. He is 4 years younger than me. Brother would be doing his GCSEs if he's in the UK. That's what he'd be doing. He would have done his GCSEs and he would have come over to the UK. That is mental. Honestly, absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Defo going, but I love Garnacho. Oh, Defo going to Madrid, I know. It's a shame. One day he'll go there. I hope he stays off for a few years. 25, 26, wins the Champions League or 2, wins the Premier League or 3, and then, yeah, go on. He can go off then. That's when he can go off. I think the other two, João Neves hasn't done enough. I don't think Warren Zaire-Emery's done enough either. I think Alejandro Garnacho is the clear number 2, to be honest. But let me know, chat. Do you think he's a Real Madrid worthy player? I said that a while back, and I got told off in the chat for it. You lot moaned at me. But Toulon says the money you pay for players mean nothing if a player falls off massively, gets a bad injury or develops mental issues. You move on as a club and forget the fee you paid. Yeah, that's fair. What were you doing in your 16s, Peter Drury? What was I doing when I was 16? It was COVID. It was COVID when I was 16. I was sat inside playing FIFA, and this man's playing in the Euros, being a stellar man. Like, he's got his own, like, signature cross at this point. The boy's a monster. He's a freak. He's a freak. Real Madrid players glaze him. You know what? I don't mind. Alejandro Garnacho is that good at football. He is that good. Even whilst I'm doing my GCSEs, Bro was warming up for the Euros. It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Carl Duncan, Alex, I must say, I think Ligt will be absolutely brilliant next to Martinez. They complement each other so well. People need to relax on him being garbage or not up for it. Is this Ligt? Yeah, no, it is. He's definitely always up for it. I don't think I've ever heard that really being a critique of him. But I think on him being garbage, if anyone can get the best out of Ligt and return him to that future... That Ajax captain, the youngest ever Ajax captain sort of form, it's Erik ten Hag. That's why I back him so much. That's why I'm supporting it so much. Let me see if there's any more news come out. Let me have a quick check for you lot. Let me have a little look. Peter News, SEG board members, Kiesvos on Erik ten Hag's new contract. This first line, it's been quite a rollercoaster ride since Erik ten Hag joined Manchester United more than 2 years ago, but I'm proud to have been a part of it. Chat, how would you, in a phrase, describe Erik ten Hag's time at Manchester United? Because rollercoaster ride certainly seems quite apt, don't you think? I think so. What else do you say? Today we can announce that we will continue to be part of it. Erik ten Hag will stay in the red part of town for 2 more years. It was and is a pleasure working with all the people involved from past to present. Bit too much loving with the Glazers there. But again, we're looking at that and I'm seeing a man who only till 2026 is interesting. I think Erik ten Hag traded a longer term contract for a transfer veto, because there were rumours it was till 2027, 2028. It's now only a year extension. So I'm interested by that personally. That's the max I'm sort of amazing first season shit. What we had. Any more opinions on that, chat? On Erik ten Hag staying at United. I mean, we've not got much else to talk about. We'll get to the hour mark. Any other opinions coming out? Any other opinions on Erik ten Hag staying, on Alejandro Garnacho, on who will win the Golden Boy, on any other transfer news? Do you boys have any other wild opinions on Manchester United transfers? Anyone? There we go. Toulon, it's not a new contract for Erik ten Hag. Ineos are just publicly stating they have triggered his +1 extension. Oh, that's true. Oh. That's interesting. Ooh. I'm back. Oh, God. Sorry, chat. Had a little bit of a lag there. A building waiting to collapse is what I would say about that new contract. I think that's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair. Without searching online how many pounds has been spent on transfers on his 2 years, any guess? £410 million? No. I don't know what I would say, to be honest. I don't know what I would say. It's only like 300 million, isn't it? Maybe. Premium, relatively successful, mediocre squad. I disagree with that. I disagree. With a ceiling of top 4 at best, which they did and unsurprisingly fell off and in an injury-ravaged season. 2 trophies, so not that bad. Carl Duncan, can I get a shout out on that in Cappy Choice next stream? Alex, of course you can, mate. Of course you can. Trust me, better than Branthwaite, yeah. I mean, if you're certain, my friend, if you're certain, KD, it's a new contract. It has to reflect his role under the new structure. Otherwise, they would have simply extended his contract. I mean, Ten Hag keeps his title and his transfer veto. That's what Dawson's just said. So he's still the manager, interestingly. His transfer veto, I think, you know what, the transfer veto is fair, but I think he will still give he will still acknowledge Ineos's power. I think it's more a position of power which Ten Hag's come from. I think it's more a publicity play, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's that, what's the phrase? That important. I think I made a bit of a meal out of the transfer veto in my last few streams. I don't think it's that big. As Erik Ten Hag's biggest hater, nobody can justify Ten Hag playing 3 centre-backs against City and none of them being a fit Varane. We lost 3-0. But we won the game that really mattered, chat. We won the game that really mattered. And on that positive note, on the fact that Erik Ten Hag is staying at Manchester United, De Ligt coming in, Greenwood gone, Sancho potentially going, Donny van der Beek, Manchester United's forgotten man, is finally leaving the football club. On that note, we will be ending the stream. I've really enjoyed today. I'm here every day at 11 a.m. If you're still with me and you haven't hit the like button, please do make sure you show the support on the channel. 65% of you aren't subscribed to the channel, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button. 5,000 subscribers in the month of July is the aim. I'm here every day at 11 a.m. It has been an absolutely pleasure, boys. That's the end for the MPB morning show. I'll see you tomorrow. How did that stream do so well?